Alright, this video is going to go over the concept of diminishing returns, and this normally has to do with production theory and how inputs relate to output. So diminishing returns is a phenomena that occurs when there are at least two inputs and one input is fixed. So imagine we have a factory or a restaurant where we have capital, say the building or an oven, which is fixed, and labor, which is variable, meaning that we can change it. So the amount of capital we have is fixed, but the amount of labor is variable. So here I have input and output. You could also imagine this as labor and let's say it's a taco shop. So tacos. If we hire one person to make tacos, we're going to get so many tacos. Whereas if we have nobody making tacos, we're going to get 0. So as we hire more people, we would expect to get more tacos. But as we hire more and more people, the amount of tacos that get produced goes down. And this occurs because the kitchen could get crowded. Maybe we have one person making the tortilla, one person cooking the meat, and one person preparing lettuce. When we hire that fourth person, he doesn't really have anything to do. He could help making tortillas or help prepare the lettuce, but he has no real job, so his marginal output is going to be less. So if we look at the gain from the first person, it's pretty big. The gain in total output from the second person is still pretty big, but when we get to the third person, it's gotten a little smaller, and when we get to that fourth person, it's really small. If we were to extend this to a fifth, or perhaps even a sixth, we would see it flatten out and maybe become negative. So using our taco story, it's possible that with too many cooks in the kitchen, they could start tripping over each other or distracting each other. They might even get hurt, and total taco production could go down. So if you look at this from the marginal output perspective, that first person makes a lot of tacos. The second person, perhaps on the margin, makes even more. But that third person adds very little to that, or less, not very little, but less to that total output. So on the margin, it goes down. That fourth person produces or adds very little to the total output. The fifth person doesn't add anything. And by adding that sixth person, we actually get negative output on the margin. So this is our total output graph showing diminishing returns, meaning that our return to labor is diminishing, and you can see that more graphically here in the marginal output graph. Our returns from labor are going down significantly on the margin, meaning that next person we hire, how much do they produce? It's going down.